Man, oh man, oh man. Listen, I can't say I didn't see Errol Spence Jr. being defeated. Now, just days prior, everybody was all over YouTube hyping him up. And yeah, he had a 3 year hiatus, 3 year layoff. I don't believe he was exercising or nothing. I don't believe he was in the gym those 3 years he was out of the ring because it showed. Now, Tim Zoo, he was moving slow and was still beating Spence to the punch. In fact, he was counter punching him all night. It was like no matter what Spence did, Tim Zoo always had an answer for his attacks. And a lot of people started to say that Tim really took it easy on Spence because if he really wanted to press on the gas, he could have got him out of there early. He was nice to let it go 12 rounds. And Tim Zoo had already said in a post fight, like one of those sit down interviews, he told him he was going to make him retire. And Spence got all in his feelings and said that he didn't like how Tim Zoo was disrespecting him and how you say you're going to close my eye. Isn't that what Tim Zoo did? Those punches must have been heavy as hell because I'm telling you, every shot he was landing on Spence's face was transforming, almost reminiscent of the Terrence Crawford fight. It was almost reminiscent of that fight with Crawford. And I believe too that Spence must have had flashbacks because he started running towards the end. He really started running away from Tim Zoo because Tim Zoo was lighting him up like the 4th of July. And I do give Spence credit because he didn't clinch. You notice he didn't do no clinching. He did running, of course, because Tim Zoo was right on him. It's a boxing channel named Spiel Dog. I want to give credit to him. Spiel Dog was saying way before the fight even started that Tim Zoo more than likely is just going to jump right on top of Spence, and that's exactly what he did. During the opening round, Tim Zoo went straight for Spence. He didn't box him. He didn't move around. He didn't do none of that stuff. He stayed on top of Spence from the beginning of the bell all the way to the later rounds, all the way to the final bell. And I'm looking at Tim Zoo. I'm like, okay, Tim Zoo is so slow. How is he making Spence look like an amateur? Now everybody know that because of Tim Zoo beat Spence, now it's gonna make it look like he a very elite fighter. But I don't think he had it in him no more. I think that was Spence's final paycheck. And he got paid a sizable portion to come out of retirement because he had already retired before. He had already retired. He just came back just to, I guess, to see if he got it one more time. And Tim Zoo said, I'm going to retire you. Now, I had already known way before that this was in the same era that I had seen before Crawford. Because I had been following Errol's career since he first started. And I had already knew long time ago that whatever Terrence put on him, it was almost like, remember the Rumble in the Jungle, 1975, when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier? I think it was at Madison Square Garden. After that vicious fight, Muhammad Ali was not the same. The other opponents he fought leading all the way up to Larry Holmes was not even the same no more. He wasn't even the same person. His eyes was wide, like he seen an all-day ghost. He could never remember nothing. His trainers were saying that Muhammad Ali was popping pain pills and other kind of pills like it was candy. And he attribute a lot of his declining mobility besides the Parkinson. He said that Joe Frazier really messed him up because Joe was trying to take him out on his shield. Joe Frazier was trying to kill Ali in that ring. And he was never the same no more. Just like when Spence fought Crawford, he was never the same no more. And, you know, Spill Dog just really, really was hitting the nail on the head. He called it. He called it. And everybody in the comment section was like, hey man, you called it. He called it to a T. He said, win, lose, or draw, that man wasn't gonna fight no more. He wasn't gonna fight. And I don't know how hard Tim hit, but he must hit like a tank. Because all I've been watching all day long is highlights, the highlights of the fight from last night. And I'm like, God dog. Even if he was now how you get a new trainer? You left Derrick James because of financial differences, right? Derrick James claimed that Errol still owes him about $2 million. You get you another trainer, right? And even under a new trainer, you still look like you was an amateur, and that's sad. You know, and I know we have a lot of Spence fans. I don't hate Spence. I'm just glad that he finally hung up the gloves because at least he's smart enough at 36 years old to know when to hang them up. It's some boxers still in their 40s fighting just for a paycheck, receiving a concussion and everything. Sometimes you just got to know when to hang it up. You know, I was watching Showbiz the Adult, and he had an interesting video about the fight. And he was saying that when Errol was coming out, looking around, it was like his final hooray. He was looking around, and it wasn't to see who was in attendance. It was like he was glad to see everybody there, because that was his final hooray or hurrah. But Errol, glad you retired. Don't think about coming back. Stay retired. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the millions that you made off boxing. And don't worry about trying to prove yourself. Because to think that he was trying to fight Ortiz, oh man, that would have been worse. So I was Priceless Raw with another video. Thank you for watching and tuned in. Be sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And until next time, everybody, peace and continue to have a good one. I'll be back with another video at a later date. Later.